Hello traders, welcome to a new video on heat maps and DOM levels. So in today's video, which was a Patreon suggestion, I'm going to be looking at a topic that I've talked about many times before, but not in such a short-term kind of manner, heat maps. So before we get into that, I have released my price action volume guide, and if you do choose to get the guide, there is also a professional day trading group called Gravity, where we talk about heat maps, order book, order flow, all the time. So if you're interested in hopping in that community and also picking up the price action volume guide, you can click the link in the description below. So why did I choose this video, and why did Patreon choose this video, to spend my Friday making this video? Well, supply and demand runs. Let's first look at that. I've done a few videos on supply and demand runs, and the basic strategy of a supply and demand run is a demand run is going to occur when you see a large bid that's pushing price up, and you see a lot of market buying. Looks like price can only go up at that point in time during a demand run. Supply run, you see a large offer that's compressing price, and price is just getting market sold down. And then we have equilibrium, and that's where neither is really happening, where price is just staying flat, either because of a very large bid and a very large offer, or just not much trading and price stays flat. Now, if we're able to master these micro, very, very short-term movements of upward or downward movement, then we have many advantages if we're actually able to do that. We can scalp, we can get limit order placement, so we can get our bids filled during a supply run, so knowing not only when is a supply run going to begin, when am I going to have an opportunity to get my limit buy order filled, but where can I actually get the very best price possible? And same with getting an offer filled during a demand run. You can also be able to locate support and resistance using this strategy and predict where price will go if you get good enough, if you start to practice this a little bit more. You're going to begin to see these supply-demand imbalances, and scalping should become a lot easier if you're able to do that. So what I want to look at here is what is the difference between the strategy that we're going to talk about today, which is short-term heat map strategy, versus medium-term heat map strategy. Medium term, we're really looking for the strength and weakness of price levels, and we're looking for respect and disrespect of large bid offers. So if we see, let's say, Bitcoin is at 5,050, and you see many bids around the 5,000 level, and price begins to market sell down. But what you see is repeated bounces over and over and over again at the 5,000 level, and then eventually the 5,000 level breaks. This would show a disrespect of that bid level, because a bid level that is very strong is typically a bid level that is never filled. That would look like prices at 50-50. There are many bids around 5,000. Price never even dips down to 5,000 because there's so much demand that price isn't even able to drop. And with that demand, price rises. So that's really what you're going to be looking for with profitable medium-term heat map strategy. You want to find which levels are really strong, which levels are probably going to be broken through by market orders. And if you're able to do that, then you can position yourself in the trend before it really takes off. Now, short term is a bit different because with medium-term heat map, what we're really looking at is Tensor Charts and Bookmap. These are two platforms that you can use. And you can use Bookmap for short-term movements as well if you would like. Tensor Charts is primarily more medium-term, where we're looking I think the data is every 5 minutes, where you're looking at those heat map levels fluctuate over time. What we're going to be focusing on today is ATAS and really the short-term heat map levels. And the reason I picked ATAS instead of Bookmap for this is ATAS allows you to do this on every single cryptocurrency free of charge, and you can trade on their platform. So that's why I prefer ATAS over Bookmap typically. Okay, so let's go take a look at the first example. Now I know we've just been through some theory. I was just talking about supply and demand runs, and maybe that seemed like not too complicated. And now you see this and you're probably like, what am I looking at? Why is there like a rainbow of all these colors? All right, let me describe the 4 colors that we see, what they mean, and how we can trade them. Dark blue shows us a very large bid level, a very large bid order. So if we see something like this means that there was a large bid. When we see price go up with blue, that means that there was a large bid that was pushing price higher. When you see red, large offer. That is a large offer right there, a large limit order to sell. A large limit order to sell was placed here. It was then canceled right there. What we also see is when price goes down and you see red, that means that there was a large offer that was pushing price lower. So price was continued to be pushed lower until here when that offer was either market bought or just was pulled. And then you can see that the bidding took over. We had a supply run, turned into a demand run, and then that demand vanished and we had supply come in. Price went down to there. Demand, supply, demand. Now the pink shows us medium level the purple shows us these medium level offer orders. So mid-size, maybe sometimes larger size. These blocks, that's where it looks almost red. That's a very large offer, but not as large as the red. These kind of skinnier ones like that, that's showing us that there was not as much order depth. And when it's white or it looks almost transparent, something like this, that means that there's really just not many offer orders there at all. So really you look at the shading to see how red it is, and you also look at the width. This is clearly taking up its space. This one is like really not. So this is showing us that an offer was placed and then completely pulled. So you can see right there. Now I chose transparent candles. That's why you see white here and white there, because I didn't want to use red and green candlesticks and then also have the DOM levels over these candlesticks, because that would be very confusing. So I just used transparent candlesticks here. What do we see? Well, there's a lot going on in this picture. I first wanted to show each circle showed a switch where we either saw a demand run turn into a supply run or a supply run turn into a demand run. And then the final circle right here actually showed when a supply run was potentially going to begin, but then the market buyers just continued to market buy, and the bids did not give up. You can see that the bids stayed bidding. The bids continued to bid and prices went higher. But things like this, the offers just gave up. They fell apart. You can see that the offer went from red to purple, and that's probably because there was market buying here, and then eventually we market bought through that. And this is the 30-second time frame for those interested. Let me just talk about one or two more things, then we're going to go on to the next thing that we can learn from this. This is actually pretty interesting. Price was going down, right? We had a supply run. Notice exactly when this offer was canceled. At the bottom, right? This was potentially placed to put pressure for price to go down, and then it was canceled. Look here. Another offer order that was closer to price, but not as big. We see it's quite large. You can see it's about purple here. Where does it get canceled? Right about here. These big offers were being canceled right near the bottom, and that is not atypical. This could have just been trying to put downward pressure to lower price so that a trader could buy at a lower price and then take profit, up here. Was it market manipulation? Look, man, I don't know. Is this a coincidence that these two large offers are getting canceled right at the bottom so that price can have an easier time going higher? Speak for yourself, who knows? We will never know. Okay. One more thing that I think is, and you can also see that this large limit sell order was completely genuine. It stayed here. It did not get canceled or spoofed, and then price filled it. After price filled it, we had some supply coming in. Now, what you want to look at, and I would say the most important part of this, you look at the area above price, you look at the area below price, and you want to see, are the bids or the offers stronger near price? When you look here, who looks stronger? The bidding or the offering, or basically the limit sells or the limit buys? And I clearly do see one look stronger than the other. To me, in this picture, I think that the limit buys look a little bit stronger. I'm seeing some strong bidding here, some strong demand coming in because these bid orders are being placed. These came out of nowhere. Look, bid order placed, bid order placed. We see the beginning of a demand run here because we see that blue showing us that there was a bid that was placed here, price went up. And then there was a bid that was placed here, and then price continued to go up. Price probably market bought through those pretty quickly, and then a bid was placed here that was quite large. All right, this is the first practice example / test. Hope you guys are ready. First of all, I want you to completely ignore these kind of green dashes and these maroon / red dashes here. Those are just stacked imbalances, and they show me where large market orders took place. Just stay focused on the red and the purple that shows the large offers, and also the blue and the light blue that show us the bidding. You are looking at this kind of setup here, and I want you to tell me, or say it in your mind or say it out loud, where's price likely to go? There is a clear answer for this, and in the next slide, I'm going to show you guys what actually happened. This was on Bitcoin, by the way, and this is the 30-second chart. Little hint, go take a look at the historical bids below price and the historical offers above price. 5 seconds. Yep, I'm just seeing no bidding. I mean, look at this. There's just, it's all white. I mean, it's light blue. I just don't see many bids. I don't see many buyers here trying to step in and do much. I'm not seeing much spoofing. I'm not seeing much market manipulation to the upside. I'm not really seeing anything. It's not like we had some large bids placed that were then canceled. And present, which is more important than the past, of course, I don't see any large bids. How about the offers? I see some pretty strong offers here. Large offer placed, it basically remained. A large offer placed, it is not going away. Large offer here that was placed and got even bigger. Large offer, large offer here. There's just, and then also large offer here. And this offer was placed right after price made a short-term top, price began to move down, and we see more offers here. There's just, unless this is some like crazy spoofing play by, multiple market participants, I mean, this is just showing me a clear dominance of supply. Look how many people are trying to sell. Look how few people are trying to buy. Price dropped. Where was price? So, look at the shape that was here. So I took that screenshot right here, and then price continued to drop lower. And actually, I took the screenshot last night, right before. This picture was taken at near the very top, before price dropped 7%. Now, I'm not saying that this was the reason why price dropped 7% in half an hour, something crazy like that. But I was lucky enough to actually log on to ATAS and to capture this right before it happened. Because you can just see, you can see what's going on here. There's just so much supply, so many people who are indicating that they would like to sell. There's just no one who wants to buy. So quick question that I know many of you guys might have. How do I profit off this? How do I actually make money off this? Well, this is where the supply and demand runs come into play. If you see strong supply, like that picture I showed you before, here, this is just looking like very clear price is going to go down. Here's what you can do. And this is not financial advice. Making that clear. But if price falls, what you want to do is wait for a demand run to get your limit sell order filled. So when price was rising like this here, what you could do is you could say, you know what, I'm going to set 2 large limit sell orders. I'm going to set one here just that is very likely to get filled, and then one a little bit higher here, right below these large offer walls. Why? Well, at this point in time, I'm seeing just no bidding at all. Look at this. Just nothing. There's just no bidding at all. And up here, I'm seeing a decent amount of offering strength, and a lot of people look like they want to sell. And we're in a downtrend, so I'd be trading with the trend too. You get your limit sell order filled. You're happy because you see that. And then price drops 7%, and you make, a good amount of money. Price just continues to drop because look, guys, there's just no bidding coming in. No one's indicating that they want to buy. The only time that we really saw bidding was during this demand run, where of course you're going to see some blue near price because that's what caused price to go up in the first place. But then eventually it vanished, and this would have been a pretty good spot to get your limit sell order filled. Take a look at one more, and then I want to go to more of a live reading of the DOM. What's going on here? This is XBT USD. I circled 3 large offer walls that were placed. And I think this is actually, is this the same picture as something I showed before? No, I think it's different actually. It is different. Each one of these offers did something different. That's actually really interesting. And this, okay, the picture before I was thinking, this picture here I was like, is this spoofing? Is this not spoofing? What happened here is very, very obvious spoofing. Not like 100% spoofing, but just let me show you guys why I circled this. Large offer placed. Large offer placed here after price made this top. Large offer placed and price begins to fall on that high supply. Large offer placed. Where do these offers get canceled? This large offer got canceled here. This large offer, it dwindled in volume a little bit, but it got canceled around here. We got just basically at this point in time, these big offers left because they accomplished their job of pushing price lower. This one was actually genuine. And doing things like this in the short term, this is how you can determine spoof plays versus not spoof plays. You can just look at the DOM levels or look at the heat map that's updating in real time, get good enough, train yourself, and you'll find them. You can see that really these orders were pulled, and there's just a complete vacancy of selling here, of limit sell orders here, but this one remained, and that's why we actually did see this become resistance, because it was genuine. Yeah, here as well. This was a absolutely genuine bid order that was filled at actually a really good price. Bid order placed, right below price. Price, market sold down, and then this guy got filled at a great price, and price went higher. But here as well, I think you can see just like there's a good amount of selling pressure here. All right, I want to first do one more little strategy, and then we are going to go to the platform. And I'm going to show you guys my settings. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do this in real time. What I showed you before was really the more basic strategies, supply and demand runs, and the like. This is a little bit more advanced. Another thing you can do is to locate spoofing plays, which I did show how to do. You can look for an influx or outflux of supply and demand. So that's not just looking at, hey, there are more offers here than there are bids here, but you're looking at how have the bids changed in the last 10 minutes? How have the offers changed in the last 10 minutes? Here, if you went from here to here in the last 20 minutes, the offers completely, they're dropping. How have the bids changed in the last 10 minutes? Well, they're probably, increasing. Look at this, bidding. And that's one strategy that you can use to look for an influx or outflux of supply and demand. And then 3 and 4. This is another advanced way you can look at these kinds of levels, but you can find when price went up, was it just on heavy market buying or was it on strong bidding and market buying? How do you do that? Well, look when price goes up here. Large bid, bid, but notice that white space? That means that there was not a large bid present at those levels. It just, shot past. Here, beautiful example here, actually. Large bid was placed here, and then price just quickly moved up to here. That's telling you a lot of information. That's telling you that this was not a steady rise, that this was actually, certainly a very large market order or a series of very large, market orders. Here's a pattern that you can actually take advantage of. When you notice, take a look at this uptrend and just how clean and strong it was. It steadily went up. And you see just how the bid was just almost present. The large bid was present about the entire time. Look at this. There's just no white space, no transparent candles. That's because this was a very strong demand run. Okay? And when you actually see demand waning, that's when you see a large amount of market buying with not much bidding. And that's kind of what happened here where price stopped. Large bidding, yeah, but the bids don't follow. This is just market buying and then price falls. Here we actually begin to see a little bit more white space coming in too. And, and then price goes up. And then here we just see very clean, just the bidders are just staying strong until, we get up to here. So that's the other thing you can do is look at, hey, when price was rising, was it because of strong bids? They were just continuing to push price higher? Or was it because just a large market buy where price is probably going to revert back to the mean soon? So you can do that too. Same with selling. All right, let's go to the platform. Okay, this has tracked a lot of data. So, yeah. But no worries. This is the same exact kind of information before. When you see this gap, that's because I actually didn't have my computer logged on at this time. And you do have to go to DOM levels and have that active during your session as you trade here. And these are my settings for XBT USD. Let's go take a quick look at just what's going on. Yeah, I think this is actually pretty clear. So price was here at this point in time before I shut down my laptop and I left. But tell me what's going on around here. What's going on around here? What do we see? Well, I'm seeing some strong demand. I don't see any real reason to short or to sell. Like, why? Strong demand here. Large bids are being placed. I'm not really saying the sellers are looking that strong, so price rose, right? Now, unfortunately, because I shut down my laptop, I didn't get to see this change. But what I can see is that these bid orders were very likely canceled. So this could have been, hey, we're prepping price a little bit higher, and then the bid orders were pulled. Because what happened was, look, they're not here anymore, right? They left. So price was probably propped up by that strong bidding, and then these were canceled, and then price fell pretty cleanly. All right, let's look at this, because there is a lot going on here. Ooh, this one's actually really clean. Look at the amount of demand, and I want you to take a look at the amount of supply. Do you see more supply here, or did you see more demand here? I think I can see more supply coming in here, and we also have this kind of large offer. There's just a lot of white space, and price fell because we just didn't see much demand coming in. Even more so, look at this. Large offer was placed. I mean, after price made this high momentum move, with actually not a large offer here, you can see that a large offer was placed right there, and it's remained. So that may keep price down a little bit. We can also look at these two large limit sell orders. I'm just not seeing any large bid orders. I'm not seeing any like blue, long blue orders like that extending to there. I don't see it. I mean, I just see strong offers right here. So, all right, let's go take a look at Ethereum, because I've also tracked that. Oh Lord, that is a lot of stuff going on. Jeez, wow. Okay. Let's zoom in and take a look, because this is interesting. And I'm actually going to remove the depth of market, because I want to just keep a focus on the historical levels. Yeah, I'm trying to zoom in. Also, if you click Control-click or right-click, you can actually find how large these levels are by just like hovering over. Right after I say it, like doesn't let me. Come on, ATAS, you're better than this. Okay. Oh, there she is. There it is. So like we know that was 72,935 contracts. And you can just kind of like hover around and see how big those levels are. I mean, there's just so much going on in these DOM levels that, God, okay. Sometimes what you may actually want to do is to do something like this. So this is what it highlights, and I actually only want to see blue and red of orders over 1 million. Okay, now we don't have any blue or red. Lovely. All right, let's go. Let's try. Would 700,000 work? 700. That's good enough for me. How about 750? Because it's more my number. Yeah. So some supply here. Lots of white space. I mean, lots of just lack of bidding here, and then some strong offers up to here, and yeah, price fell naturally. This is pretty clean. And then here we see a large amount of offering, lots of offers. We do have a pretty strong bid at 149 actually, and now price is just kind of chilling there. But it does look like we have a large amount of selling pressure, and we don't really have much bidding here. And just as I say that, price does go down. Beautiful. But between Ethereum and XBT USD, I do prefer to look at XBT USD order depth and looking at their historical DOM levels. Now, if you want to get really crazy and really scalp, I mean, guys, you could even do this on the 15-second. If you want to be like professional prop trader and or whatever, just feel like an institutional trader or just a chart addict. Okay, where did my DOM levels go? I do not want to miss my DOM levels. Where are they? Come on, load. I think if I like zoom in. Oh, there they were, like a ghost. Okay, you're just gonna show me that, and you're just gonna tease me with just a little bit of that. Okay, if I scroll here, will it show me? It can be buggy at times. This is where it gets like a little bit annoying. Ooh, that's much cleaner. Much cleaner. Yeah, so do be careful when you change time frames, I think, with the DOM levels, because I think it does get a little bit confused. If I go back to the 30-second, is it going to forgive me for switching to the 15-second? Please forgive me, ATS. Come on, please. Just show me. Oh Lord, it's just a white chart. Okay, maybe don't switch the time frame like I did, because that is something that ATAS does not like. But I might do a follow-up video on this, guys, because this is this is a complex topic. This is not something that you just talk about for 25 minutes and then just say, oh, good luck. Good luck trading this live. Really, I think that the most dominant strategy that you can get from this video and that you can get from this kind of setup. Oh, there she is. I missed you, DOM levels. Okay, it's coming back. I think it forgave me. What was this? Okay, it definitely forgave me. Thank you for coming back. What was it saying? Oh yeah, strategy. So you can look for, hey, is there more? Does it look like near price more people want to sell or more people want to buy? Here you can clearly see that more people wanted to sell than people wanted to buy, and it's this kind of strategy that you can take advantage of order flow imbalances. And I mean, this is probably one of the better order depth strategies that you could do. So with that, I might make a follow-up video to this. And if you guys have any more questions, you can join the Gravity group by clicking the link in the description below. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon in that group and also in my future videos. With that, happy Friday, and happy trading.